I started the recording. So again, everyone that's on now, we're going to take this meeting in two parts. The Schoolfundr piece will be first, and then we'll do the Squad Locker piece second. So we'll try to hold to 30 minutes on the first half of this, and then we'll switch over and do the second one. So at the end of the first presentation, you all have a chance to ask questions. I imagine we kind of want to get through the presentation portion first, so we'll let Schoolfundr go through that, and then we'll ask any questions that you all have, and then we'll switch over to the Squad Locker portion. So it is being recorded, just to let everyone know about that, and then I'll be sharing this out to everyone afterwards in case anybody has to leave or isn't able to attend today. So you will have access to this afterwards. So with that, I'll turn it over to Dennis Levine, who's the CEO of Schoolfundr.
Awesome. Thank you, Derek. Hello, everyone. Really appreciative of you guys having us to talk a little bit about Schoolfundr here today. On the call, we have Shane Brown and Thomas Smith, who you might know from some of their past lives. They cover the Carolinas for us, and they will be your day-to-day contact to help you, your programs, your coaches with all their fundraising efforts. I'm the founder and CEO of Schoolfundr. I'm here in Philadelphia. I'm an athlete kind of my whole life, seen the benefit of well-funded school communities. And I started this business to help students keep the funds they raise so they can reach their full potential. And I'm sure you all get inundated of 18 million different fundraising tools, but what we do is very, very simple. We're an online-based donation platform that uses email, text, and social media to bring your donors to a custom landing page so that they can donate to your fundraiser directly from the cell phones. That's it. And what do we do different? We build a best-in-class product, best-in-class support, and best-in-class cost structure. And so I'll share my screen here for a second, a little bit more on what we do. But I think that last piece will probably get a lot of your attention in terms of what we do. And so it's very similar to if your programs have done online-based donation platforms before. Obviously Snap Arrays and Vertical Arrays have been around for a bit. We bring a very similar approach, except we don't charge you fees. So you'll still get a dedicated rep. You see Shane and Thomas here on the call. You'll still get a best-in-class platform with a couple of extra functionalities like activity-based fundraisers, free throw-a-thons, shoot-a-thons, walk-a-thons, swim-a-thons, skate-a-thons, to kind of have that functionality. And the last piece is the economic model. And so we do not charge you anything to use our product and service. So the first question that Schoolfundr consistently gets is, well, how do you make money? And we make money the same way that you raise funds, and that's through the generosity of your donors. And we provide our service to you, your programs, and your schools at no cost, zero cost, zero fees. We pass through the cost of credit card processing, so there's 3%. And then when your donors donate, we say, would you like to leave a tip to Schoolfundr? So if Matthew's uncle is donating to his fundraiser $100, we say, look, Matthew's program is going to keep every dollar that you donate. No more 20% take rate, no more having to buy the popcorn. And in exchange, we say, if you appreciate the value of the service that Schoolfundr offers, please leave an optional $10 tip. And you can set that to $12, you can set that to $2, you can set that to $0, and it's completely optional. And then from there, you go through the product payment. And what we found consistently is that when we align our mission with your mission as an athletic department, with your students, with the parents, with the coaches, and that of the donor, and that's to help the students raise funds so that they can reach their full potential, overwhelmingly, they show the donors that they're willing to support us. And so more than 2/3 of folks leave a tip for us, and that's more than enough for us to run our product and service. We built this business tech-enabled from the start, from the ground up, so that we can run this economic model. We layer on that with folks like Shane, who you'll get to hear from in a second, around being hands-on to work hand in hand, doing all the work for your program. And so building their page, building them custom, graphics, build them parent flyers, participant flyers, getting hands-on to kick the programs. We do all of that with a best-in-class incentive and economic model. And as we see sort of across the board, kind of best-in-class product, best-in-class service, best-in-class value prop, there's other folks that do very good job and do very well in one, maybe two of these, but there's no one in the industry that can do all three. And that's why we're super excited to partner with NAS, partner with the district, to bring Schoolfundr in a scaled way to your schools and to your programs. to ultimately, raise more with less work and keep what you raise. I think we've all seen, the various evolution of fundraising, and this is a very big, busy slide. I don't want to focus too much on a PowerPoint, but we've seen the evolution from 1.0 to 2.0. Product-based fundraisers going door to door, selling popcorn, candy, discount cards, and you have to handle cash. It's inefficient, and ultimately, it's an inefficient way to fundraise where you only keep a portion of what you raise. Now, 2.0 is, everything that we've seen of digital online fundraising, which is great because one-click sharing, you can get donations from anyone, anywhere. It's much more safe and secure where you're no longer going door to door, no longer handling cash. And it's great news. You get to keep 80% of every dollar you raise. Now, I know that many of your programs over the last 5 years have been doing their online digital fundraiser, getting to keep 80%, 80%. And very quickly, the narrative shifts to saying, well, instead of keeping 80%, what am I paying 20% for? And Schoolfundr here is here to change that. And we're about a year old as a business, and what we find is, once we can work with one or two of your programs, word spreads because of the power of the platform. And so, super excited to tell you a little bit more, and coming out of this call, follow up with you, ideally individually, to talk about how Schoolfundr might be able to support your district. So, I might just take a second here to show you what the platform actually looks like. This is a fundraiser that is going live, is live today. So apologies for using an example of my background. After this, I'll have Shane present one from down in the Carolinas that he's helping, down at Huff High School. I think Huff High School in Charlotte is a great example where we had a first conversation, and then now we've run, Shane, 5 fundraisers at the school, seeing the power of raising funds and then keeping 100% of what you raise. But this is what the profile, the page looks like. So you'll have your photo, you'll have what you're raising for, you have your support button, all of your sharing buttons and functionality. You're able to talk here a little bit about your story and what you're fundraising for. Down here, we have an opportunity to highlight local businesses and local sponsors. So in addition to sponsorship packages that you already have, you can add a digital component where there's a link where they can click there. You keep 100% of the sponsor revenue that you bring in from your fundraiser page. There's the donor wall where people can comment, on their donation, who they're donating to. They can leave it as optional if they prefer. And then each student creates their own fundraiser page. And so you can see here the leaderboard. This is fully customizable, that if you want to hide the dollar raised and make it all about the number of donations, that's fully customizable as well. If we click on Greg's page, actually Greg's the coach, so that's a bad example, but if we click on Jake's page, so this will be his individual page. So the overall fundraiser looking to raise $20,000. Jake has raised over $1,000. What we do is automatically bump up that goal. So when grandma comes, doesn't see, oh, he's already reached his goal. But this page is entirely customized to him. So he'll have his own photo. He'll have his own overview of what he's fundraising for. His donor wall will be entirely his donors. And then all of these sharing links, whether it's the copy the link, share via email, text, social media, all of that one-click sharing will have automatically customized to his campaign. So you click that SMS button, it brings up iMessage, it has a pre-populated message. All you got to do is type in the contact's name, say, hey, I really appreciate your support, off you go. And then what we ask is not too dissimilar from other digital fundraising companies. And so we ask for the students to create their page, upload emails, and then share it to 10 people via text, share it to once on the social media. And on the email side, we do all the work for you. And so all of the email automations handled by Schoolfundr. And so if your students can upload those emails, we'll do the rest of the work. We know if we send out an email, did that donor open the email or not? We can then send them a targeted message, say, hey, we know you care about, Wake County Schools XYZ fundraiser. Please take a second to donate. We can then see if they clicked on the link, but they didn't donate, or if they donated, great. We don't need to send them any more reminders. We'll pull them out of the loop. So we take all of that work, take it off your plate. And then on the back end, we have an analytics dashboard, both for the coach and then you as an athletic director. So as a coach, you'll be able to track and monitor all the donations that come in, every donation, the progress of all your participants, how many kids have signed up, how many emails they've shared, how many kids have gotten donation, a full CRM of all those donations for your finance office of name, email, amount for all your donations. And then as an athletic director, we have an exclusive offering called Schoolfundr Plus, which enables you to see holistically across your entire athletic department all of the fundraisers that are going on for you to track, manage, have visibility, control the payout. All the funds are stored safe and secure until the end of the fundraiser. Of course, we take data and confidentiality super seriously, so we don't sell, market, advertise any of the personal data. Our payment processor Stripe is industry leading, 13-bit encryption, so that when the fundraiser ends, you request your payout. 3 to 5 business days, either a physical check gets mailed or direct deposit directly into your bank account. As an athletic director, you can have full visibility control, whether that can go directly to a booster account, directly to the coach's account, or that has to go to the athletic account. And so that kind of control, visibility is super, super helpful and beneficial for what you have going on. So I'll pause there for questions. I'm sure you might have some. So before jumping in, any questions or thoughts from the audience? No questions so far. Derek, anything on your mind you want to chime in with?
No, I mean, because I think you did a good job of presenting everything. I want to know what's going on. I guess if there's questions, the audience about, I guess, any programs they have and how things they like about their current program, how that compares. Certainly, I guess I'm assuming there's some things that you guys want to know more about, or if it's just comparable. We could show you a couple other campaigns or things. I guess I want the questions to come from the audience, I guess, because I've already heard them and I'm I'm convinced.
So I might have missed it. So as far as the funds, right, is that something we can set up like a direct deposit into like Booster Club accounts? Is that like a weekly, monthly, at the end of the campaign type setup? Like, how do you guys usually do that?
Yep. So that's at the end of the campaign. It gets paid out, and you can direct deposit right through Stripe into your bank account. 3 to 5 business days. Once it ends, request the payout, and it deposits right into your account.
So what do you guys need from our Booster Club for that? W9 type whatever thing, checking account information or what?
Yeah. So you can do that directly on the platform, and so it's all through Stripe. And so whoever that booster parent is, if it's the Booster Club, they go in, they enter the information, they do the KYC on their account. And then that automatically gets transferred. In terms of physical checks, if you prefer a check either to the Booster Club or directly to your program, then they just request that information with all the information. We get those cut and put in the mail.
So at our school, we have one general Booster Club operating account that they break out into line items, right? So all the different teams doing fundraising. So we just share that information with you like once, or does every team have to do that? Or like how does that work? It's just the same account, same checking account, and once it goes into our account, then our accountants basically disseminate it out to the individual team line items, right?
Yeah, so I mean we can do whatever is easiest. Generally what we'll do is we'll cut a check per fundraiser with a memo saying the program. And if that's all going to your one general athletics fund or one general boosters fund, then you can do the accounting and break it up that way accordingly.
But you can do the direct deposit the same way though, right?
Yeah, we just have to configure it correctly.
Good question.
I do really like the personalization of it. That's pretty smart. I think that's one of the things that I was talking to SnapRaise about. I've been using them for years, about trying to make it more personal. So like the kids can go in and make their own videos or clips or pictures and link their own accounts to it. So that sounds like that's something you've already done, right? So the kids can then just share via their own personal Instagram or Twitter or whatever, right? Or X.
Yeah, exactly. And I think one thing that's super powerful, Michael, that we didn't touch on completely that I hinted towards is these kind of activity-based fundraisers, which we find people are twice as likely to donate and donate more if they're supporting not just your program, not just a student, but also an activity that they're doing. So for example, this is a skate-a-thon. This is a student here who's already raised $500, and you see here if we hit the support this fundraiser, we're supporting Garrett, right? And so I can give a flat donation amount here. If I want to give $50, $250, this is fully customizable. I might say, hey, I only want to give $35. Great, no problem. This here is how we make our money, right? And so we're able to offer services for free to the Varsity Hockey Association with no cost, but you can very easily change this to make it higher, make it lower, or put it to zero. We do send a little warning that says, look, if you're setting it to zero, we don't charge anything to school. This is how we survive. But if you don't want to enter anything, you don't have to. And so you can set that to zero. But you'll see here on this top part, there's a donation per lap. So they're doing a skate-a-thon, and they're going to be skating for 60 minutes and collecting donations per lap. And so now they're getting pledged, and all of a sudden now it's around an activity, and you're supporting a student doing that activity. And it's not just who has the richest uncle, where maybe Matthew has, you know, a richer uncle, but Michael is a better skater. And so Michael can then say that the competition with the students is around the activity, and it's how many laps can you skate, and I'm going to kick your butt because I can do twice as many push-ups or twice as many laps, or we're going to go free throw-a-thon and shoot 100 free throws, and I'm going to shoot 95% and you're going to shoot 60%. And so then I'm going to raise more. And so we find both in terms of donor psychology and then also engagement and excitement from the students and the community, having that activity around it is super important. And we do all the work for you. So we collect all the pledges. At the end of the fundraiser, you just need to tell us, the booster parent or a coach says, this is how many free throws everyone shot. We automatically calculate all the charges. We make sure donors can set a maximum, so they don't want to donate more than a certain amount, so we give them peace of mind. We send all of the receipts, all the thank yous, all of that work, all that hassle is done with a click of a mouse on our side internally with our technology for free. So that's all sort of baked into kind of the core offering, whether you do just a straight campaign-based fundraiser or you do an activity fundraiser, whether, you know, basketball coming up or wrestling doing a push-up-a-thon, free throw-a-thon, skate-a-thon, serve-a-thon for volleyball if you're still, you know, in states looking to raise some funds.
Hey, two quick notes to share on this as far as those customizable boxes. That's something that Shane and I were dealing with your coaches and kicking off campaigns. We'll really challenge them on that, because if you can add something tangible there, whether it's basketball nets, basketballs, warm-ups, jerseys, something that parents can identify where their money is going to help, it's a lot more impactful than just the money's going to the basketball team's black hole, right? It's just going to the basketball team in general. So we're always talking to those coaches and go, hey, what exactly are those costs that you guys are incurring this year? Because we can add something like that, and it's such a stronger impact when that donor is looking and go, I know where my $30 is going, my $50, my $100, I know where it's going to help the team. And the second thing, when you all are talking to your coaches and sharing this information out, one thing that I always try to illustrate to our ADs and coaches is, it is, you know, that first thing they'll say is, it's too good to be true. It can't work as good. There's no way this is going to work as well. It's always share. We're not asking you to go from a red sports car to a scooter, right? We're asking you to go from a red sports car to a blue sports car that goes just as fast, if not faster, but you don't have to pay for gas or pay for insurance, right? That split is gone. And so it's going to work just as well, if not better, than some technologies they're used to using. So we're not asking them to sacrifice anything. We're just asking them to keep a lot more money home at their team and at your programs.
Dennis, do you have any, I think you've said this in the last meeting, but is there more success when they run the a-thons because people are more likely to donate when there's activity-based donations? So coming up with that creativity is something I think you guys help with, but if that leads to more success, I think that's important for them to hear. And also I want to make sure everyone heard, I've struggled with some of these in the past of donating like $1 for every, you know, free throw or something like that. Like, what's my maximum spend here? There is a button that you can limit the maximum spend, so you know in advance how much exactly you're going to spend. I think that's really important for everyone to hear. You said it fast. I know you said it, but I want to make sure they got that.
Here's the button that says I want to donate, you know, $1 per lap, and my expected donation is $75. Well, let's say he goes and does 200 laps. I want to cap my donation at $100. I'm willing to donate up to $100, and we have that built in, so, you know, donors can have peace of mind. And, you know, to your point, Derek, we find overwhelmingly that when you make a personal connection, someone's twice as likely to donate. And when you have an activity around it, they donate 30 to 50% more. And we are all about raising more with less work. You guys are busy, athletic directors, your coaches are busy, your parents are busy, your boosters are busy. So our main responsibility is to make it easier and less work for you, not only because you're busy and you have a lot going on, but the less work it is for you and your donors, the more that you raise. And we want you to raise more in less time and keep what you raised, and then get back to what really matters, and that's focusing on coaching the kids and having great success. And the last thing I'll say is, I know this is an athletic directors meeting, but we're not Sportsfundr, we're Schoolfundr. And so whether that's with the band, whether that's with, you know, the robotics club, all these other organizations, the school, you know, this is something that we're really excited about having impact all the way across school communities and not just in athletic programs.
Hey, Derek, one other thing I mentioned as far as those a-thons and, you know, performance-based ones, it is exciting, obviously exciting and fun as a donor to kind of be involved with something like that. But Shane tells a story, and Shane, I won't steal your thunder. Shane's been a coach the past 10 years in North Carolina, and the idea of a performance-based one, he has a different view on it. And Shane, I want you to share that real quick as a coach.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was a high school baseball coach for the last 12 years in North Carolina. Just finished up at Porter Ridge. But when I came to Schoolfundr and was talking with Dennis and Thomas, like I went back and did a little math on the last 5 fundraisers I'd done in the history of my program, and I lost close to about $22,000 giving money back to other platforms. And that was just over a 5-year span with one sport. It kind of hit home for me about what I could spend that money on, all that stuff. But as far as the hit-a-thons and the shoot-a-thons, when I talk to coaches, a lot of them really like the idea of them because they incorporate them into practice. How many basketball coaches are already shooting 100 free throws, or how many baseball coaches are already, taking 100 cuts in the cages, or volleyball coaches, having their kids serve. But having those kids do those tasks, and people are starting to donate, like Dennis said, 30 to 50% more for those activities, it actually pays dividends into the fundraiser for those coaches and those programs.
That's great. It adds up. And you're just saying that's one program. So if you think about 30 teams at a school, multiply that times 30. And I mean, those are big numbers. So that's a great example.
Yeah, I was on a call similar to this one with a school district that cumulatively they were doing around $2 million of fundraising, and they're predominantly doing digital fundraising that was taking 20% of everything they raised. And so thinking about, as a school district collectively spending $400,000 a year for fundraising tools, and thinking about what you're getting for that money and what you could do with those funds. And we think about, each of your schools, each of your programs, even taking 10 of them that are doing fundraising, giving back that 20%. On a platform that has more tools and more functionality, it's no brainer. And the last thing quickly I wanted to share is, as athletic directors, you have a million priorities and there's a million things going on, and, likely fundraising isn't at the top of that list. But in those critical moments, having visibility and control of what's going on is of utmost importance. And whether it's, a check making it to the wrong place, understanding, hey, what is this program doing? And so with Schoolfundr, you get your own login, which is an early access program that we're kind of on a first come first serve basis on. But you get your own login where you can see your whole holistic school's fundraising effort. So how much you've raised over time. You can add all of your coaches in, so you'll see each of your coaches, how many fundraisers they've done, how much they've raised. You can see all of your active fundraisers. So we have basketball getting ready to kick off. We have the soccer fundraiser going. You'll be able to see in this fundraiser full visibility analytics, similar to what your coach sees of how much we've raised, how much towards goal, average donation, participation. So we got 48 kids on the team. They're doing a great job on participation. They've all entered emails, 75% of it entered 20 emails, and we have 56% with a donation. I want to see, who has donated to this fundraiser. Great. I can see a full list that's fully exportable to CSV. I can see all the participants. If my finance department wants a list of all the donations, it's sortable, filterable, and you can export it to a CSV. And finally, I think we got the question from Michael on the payouts. So you'll have full visibility of, here's all our fundraiser, here's all the payouts that have gone out, all in one place, all in one dashboard for you, where you won't be logging into this every single day. But to figure out how that basketball fundraiser is going, you don't have to call coach, chase them down, to see everyone that's donated, build up that CRM of all the donors. You'll have one-click visibility into everything that's going on, where that'll really come in handy right when you need it. So, Michael, I saw you raise your hand, so feel free to jump in.
Yeah. So how often does your platform send emails out to people that have their data put in the system?
Yeah. So our campaigns are 21-day campaigns. And so what we like to do is make sure that we do the pre-work to get all of those emails pre-uploaded for the launch day, so that on launch day, you can raise 20 to 25% of your goal. We then send the donor an email on launch day. We send them an email on day 2 to say, hey, we raised $4,000 in our first day. We'd like your support. We send them an end of week recap at the end of your week 1. We send them a recap at the end of week 2, and then we send them a 3 days left, and last day to donate reminder. So it's sort of 6 emails there that are going out to those donors. And then at any point, if they do donate, they get taken off the list. And so we're not spamming them with additional messages. We know people are busy. And so it's 1 week to get kicked off, build excitement, middle week to sort of, kind of get some stragglers, and then last week to take it home strong. And at that point, if they haven't donated, they're probably not going to donate. But we want to make sure that we have enough touch points to get those stragglers to come through so that you can maximize your fundraising efforts.
So that's smart, because the issue we had with SnapRaise over the years is parents who had already donated continuing to get emails, which, it just becomes annoying for people. Now, some people don't care, but some people, that was just one of the negatives that was never really addressed and fixed. So I appreciate
Yeah.
you guys.
And have you gotten feedback, Michael, from the parents around kind of that percentage split from Snap Raised as you've used in the past?
Yeah, no one likes it. which is the reason why, like at our school, we have through our Booster Club, through Square, we set up QR codes or links on our Booster Club website for people or families who don't feel comfortable giving money to the school and a percentage going to somebody else and not their kids. So we have a direct link where they can just go ahead and just make whatever donation they want directly, and we get all the funds.
Yeah.
And I know they don't like. I mean, Snap Raise doesn't like that, but I'm like, sorry.
Well, at the risk of sounding cheesy, Michael, you and your school is why I started this business. And it's a shame that, you had to set up a separate website to collect donations just not to be charged fees. And so, I know we're coming up to time here, Derek, but again, super excited to roll it out. You now met the team in the Carolinas, the dream team, Thomas and Shane. We're super happy to, I see Thomas has your hand raised. Super happy to kind of meet with each of you one-on-one, get in front of your coaches, tell you a little bit more. I know we went a little quick through the product demo and some of the features and functionality, but combination of best-in-class platform with hands-on service. Thomas and Shane will be there to guide you every step of the way, do the heavy lifting for you, and an economic model where you keep everything that you raise that can't be beat. So super excited to kind of roll this out throughout the Wake school district.
Thomas, do you want to add?
Yeah.
You want to add
Yes,
something, Thomas?
Coach East from Millbrook. We have a question. Sometimes we have older parents who donate, grandparents and stuff along those lines. Is there any way that you can track checks or cash donations, or how will that happen?
Yeah, so you track it super
Invariably,
easy.
it's gonna happen every fundraiser.
Yep. So the coach can go in and add it, or you just send it to your sales rep, and we have two buttons where you can say, hey, add an offline donation, cash or check. Grandma donated $1,000. The progress goes up $1,000. You hold those funds. So at the end of the fundraiser, we obviously don't pay that out because you already have in your bank account. But that's quick and easy, seamless. That if you're getting offline donations, cash, check, that's tracked and managed and counts towards the leaderboard. So the kid or the overall fundraiser can see, hey, here's the holistic number of we've already raised $20,000.
Hey, Thomas, one point on that too. Number one, I like your name. Number two, as far as if you ever have someone come to the fundraiser from a general, like from a Facebook page or anything else, if they don't pick the athlete, right? So they send it from the athlete's page, you're gonna go right to the athlete's page. But say grandma's confused and she just goes to the main page and donates, we can always move that money over to little Thomas's account on that end. So if you have a grandma or grandpa get confused on it, we can help out on that end too.
Okay, thanks for your help. Appreciate it.
Any other questions for the Schoolfundr team before we switch gears?
So if you want to, if any one of us wants to get moving with this forward, what are the next steps?
We're going to send out an email to you, my county link. We can talk to you individually. We'll also send another email with information to share with your coaches with a link as well. So they can book right on there the best time and date for a meeting with them one-on-one. And if you want to speak more from an AD standpoint, we can same process. Click on that, pick the best date and time. We'd love to catch up with y'all.
I would kind of say the best practice, if anyone's really looking, like individual coaches are great. Your meetings to understand more one-on-one is great. But if before the winter season, if you have a coaches meeting, it's a really great opportunity, I think, to get these guys in there and come straight to your school and have this same discussion with all of your coaches, because they're going to have questions come up that you guys can't anticipate. So the more we can get those to happen efficiently at once, the better. I mean, there's 25 schools across Wake, so just efficiency wise, I think that's the best approach. If you guys have meetings before the season, which I don't know, we're probably coming up against that happening anyway. So that'd be my recommendation if anyone has that opportunity to take advantage of that. All right. Well, we appreciate you guys.
I don't know if it's an old hand raised from Thomas, but it looks like his hand's still up. Might be old though.
Yeah, I didn't see it go away. Yeah.
Well, locked out. Cool.
Okay. All right. Well, again, if there's any other questions, you guys, these guys are a resource, so it doesn't mean we can't ask them if you didn't get it in today. But I really appreciate you guys joining, and we'll get some of these meetings going, get you guys out in the market into Wake, and we'll get some fundraisers moving. So thank you very much.
Awesome. Can't wait to work together. Really appreciate the time. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Now we're going to switch gears and move over to the Squad Locker side side of the equation, Matthew McGovern is with us to talk about that. Matthew, I'll let you take it away.
Absolutely, guys. I appreciate you guys taking the time. I know how busy athletic director schedules can be. I've been in the industry for 10 years now, so I know getting 10 minutes of your time sometimes is tough to do. So I appreciate that. So let's talk about the fun thing called team stores that I'm sure all of us love, and the pain points we've been dealing with since COVID. But Squad Locker, we are a 24/7, 365 online platform that's a direct to player shipping. So your stores will always be live and living on your athletic website, where there's no ordering windows, there is no shops opening and closing. There is no ordering minimums as well. So as soon as that order is placed, it will be put right into production. So we want to save you guys time and the headaches of the turnaround times that we've been dealing with, all been dealing with for the past 3 years. So I'm going to share my screen and kind of show you where the online platform fit. Okay. All right. So with Squad Locker's partnership with NES, we have organizational pages for team stores built out for every high school here in Wake County. So click in a Wake Apex school here. And view landing page. So this is where, when you click into your team store, this is the landing page that they will come to. We have stores built out for each sport individually. We offer in brands such as Under Armour, Nike, Adidas, and also the value brands such as Badger, Gildan. We have, sorry, my throat here. Oh, my screen is all messed up here. I apologize, guys. My throat is bothering me.
Have some water if you need it.
Yeah.
Or coffee.
All right, let me start here. Let me start over here. Okay. So back to view. Can you everybody see my screen now?
Yep.
Okay, I apologize.
Good.
So we have stores built out for each individual sport for every high school in the county. They are all fully customizable too. All we need is for you guys to accept the stores, and we can make it, change the colors of the logos, add multiple logos to the stores, and also customize the items on the stores. I understand that a lot of you guys have contract with BSN Sports, and we like to use ourselves kind of as like a backstop for BSN. With their My Team shop system, with their shops being opened up, the 10-day window shop, we like to have that backstop, so then there's always an option for your athletes to purchase on the shop. Okay, any questions so far?
Look like it.
Bear with me 1 second, guys.
Might have pushed the wrong button, guys. I have a feeling he was having some technical difficulties. We'll give him a second. You're back.
I'm back. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
So we understand some of the pain points on your end is having to constantly being on top of getting in touch with vendors to get a store opened or get a turnaround time or figuring out what items you have to get on the shop. And also it takes so much time for the vendor to open up that shop. But it's all user face for you. So you guys can go all in and into your shops. You can edit the items, edit the logos, and it goes directly onto the shop right from there. So you don't have to worry about other people doing that for you. So let me. Okay. Once you go in to add an item to your shop or add an item to your cart, you can know when that item is going to ship right then and there. So we're going to add, 6 medium. So there's no more hidden dates or when you were going to get the item. We're super quick. As you can see, we are about 1 week turnaround time for these items on our shelves here.
How much does it add if you customize?
0.
Same time.
Same time.
Is a week kind of normal? It looked like about a week to ship. Is that kind of normal?
So everything we have express production is going to be about a week turnaround time. Those are items that we have on our shelf here at Squad Locker. The items that don't have express production, I'll put one of these into the cart here. These are items that we need to get in from an outside vendor to get into our plant here in Rhode Island to print out for you. So let me add the cart. So now you're looking at about a 2 week turnaround time.
Go pretty fast.
Right.
So this question came up last time when we had
Yep.
the meeting is
Yes.
a lot of, they can customize it, but what if they don't want to customize it? Like how are the sites set up today and what is it using to put on the site to start with?
So it is just using our best practice items that are our most popular items that we have on our shelves now. So we carry a lot of Under Armour. We carry a lot of Badger. These are just items that we know that we are high inventory. They're not going to run out of stock. They're going to get out to you as quickly as possible. So those are the pain points that we're dealing with, that every athletic director and coach is dealing with. The things being out of stock, and just not getting into the hands and for your athletes in time for the season.
So if yours have stuff that's out of stock, it's not going to show up here.
It won't show up, and
Yeah.
it will not show up on the store at all. And also, like how Under Armour, they just recently went through a change with their tech tees and their backpacks. They changed SKUs and changed the name of the tech tee. Well, we automatically take off the old tech tees and add the new tech tees to those stores. So then there's no hiccup at all for that.
And everything kind of looks like it's defaulting to black. Is that the school colors and or does it just start with that on most?
It just starts with this. It just starts. We just do black just to start out. What we want you guys to do is to reach out to me and my other partnership sales team to customize the store how you guys want it. We want, obviously, it's a very simple, plain logo we have on here as well. Well, let's change that up. If Apex has a specific baseball logo we want to do, we pop this off, we put that specific baseball logo on there. We change the shirts from green, make it, white, gold, black, and gray, add more options, take off, other Badger options if you don't want to do, and make it really customizable to how you want to do it.
Yeah, so I would kind of classify this that it's been set up with the one logo we put in from the school. Naz put all of your logos in. So that is one benefit that I would say is some people are selling products in the market that don't have authorized logos.
Right.
So we definitely have authorized logos, but it might not be all the logos you want, or maybe you don't want the Apex A to be so big. All of this stuff is completely customizable and not just by the school, it's to the team level. So they really are looking for team level, coaches to take ownership of their store, put in the products that they want, and or your booster clubs. I mean, that's another one that certainly could, take this over and drive a lot of the different sports, working with coaches to see what kind of products they want. So it could go either way. But it's really, I think, when you see people take ownership of their stores, a lot more growth and sales follows, right?
Exactly. And I want to show you how that works. A lot of my schools, what they do is when they hire a new coach, they add in that coach as their store owner. So let me hear. So we're going to edit Apex Wrestling Store.
Is this the back end that an AD
This is the back
would
end. So this is
see?
going to be, right, this is going to be the user front. So this is what you guys will see after you guys sign up as an admin with Squad Locker. So what would you do? You would add store manager, you would add your new wrestling coach in here. You go back, edit products. So here we can literally, boom, I don't want the black shirt anymore. Let's make the shirt gray. Add more items. And then like at Apex, we just signed a new Adidas deal with, Johnson and Lamb. Let's get all the Under Armour off of there. Let's add Adidas on there. And really not to be used as your main, store for your athletes. If you're on an Adidas deal with Johnson Lamb, it should really just be used as a backstop for you guys when, holidays is coming up now that you don't want, Rhett Johnson's not going to be able to open the store in time. So let's have this in the back end so they can go in and place that order.
And so this back end stuff, the other things to add and choose, is that because you keep it pretty limited on the front end and then there's a whole bunch more on the back end that you can add in?
Yeah, you're getting a lot of, the AD is getting a lot of requests for beanies on their store, or, the basketball coaches, they want to do a new warm up for the basketball season coming up. So what they're going to go in, add a long sleeve, dry fit t-shirt and get that on the store for the players to add. And when, so say you are you're working with a basketball coach and they are doing a required item, required gear, I will add 25% off on that particular item. So then it's more like a bulk order for you guys. So then another way is you don't have to go in and place a bulk order with us. The bulk order can live off that team store. You just go in and place that order. I will give you bulk order pricing on that team store for that particular item. So then, they're not paying full retail price.
How would an AD know what that bulk order price is? Like, is that easy for them to see on the back end, or does it just go by? Is there a scale that if you buy 100, it equals this percentage?
They will work with the rep on that, but I would ballpark about 25% off the retail price would be your bulk order price for that particular item.
And I suppose I mentioned this in the AD meeting that I think we defaulted everyone to have a 10% kind of fundraising amount for each school built in. If they did a bulk order, they could take off the 10% if they wanted and kind of get down even lower pricing. So it's all very customizable to what you want. But you want to take all those off as you're comparing with other, bulk items offered to make sure that that's not that you don't want to necessarily, you could leave the 10% on as a fundraising. Yes.
If you're using it as a fundraiser,
pricing,
sure.
Pricing, you want to see what it is, apples to apples.
Right. And we can even take 10% off, not the entire store, but just that particular item at that time. But so if they go in and buy their, required item gear and then also buy in that hoodie, that's not required item, whether you're still making fundraising off that one hoodie.
Right. And you guys run all kinds of promotions every month, right?
So really every week we have promotions. Right now with Halloween coming up, we have like spooky season. That's going to be living right on your team's website where it's 25% off, $100 or more. 2 weeks ago, we just did 25% off everything and free shipping. So throughout the year, we will have promotions running. So then to get more eyes on the store and really to make it an incentive for you guys to send out the stores and have your athletes purchase their gear.
How about things like, I know this isn't in scope for the discussion, but what else does Squad Locker do outside of these stores that they might be interested in?
So what we've just came up with past year is our own sublimated uniform line, Squad Gear. We have basketball, baseball, volleyball, Soccer, lacrosse is next, and it's 3 to 5 business day turn time for custom uniforms. And actually, our plant is right in North Carolina, so it's actually a 1-day ship after there's 3 to 5 business days. So really a 1-week turn time for custom uniforms to get your athletes, gear in a pinch if you need it. It's great for high schools when they're doing, pink out games or something like that, where if I know, a lot of you guys are in Nike or an Under Armour contract, but for that one, February, or I'm sorry, October, soccer game where you guys want to have a pink out game, we can get pink uniforms into your hands in a week, and you guys can, donate them or use them sell them off as a fundraiser to the Susan B. Komen, Foundation and stuff like that. So we do have a solution for uniforms as well.
That's great. So does anybody have any questions that they'd like to ask about these sites or what they offer, or how, I guess, the fundraising? Let me at least say that we have talked about that 10% that gets created, because on each individual item, it may not amount to much all at once. We will, I guess, work on this with every school, but we'd like to say when it gets to a certain number, we'll just issue a check as an example. So it would be automatic at a certain number that you achieve, that you would receive those funds back. So NAS and the district would help manage that for you, but it's not like Schoolfundr, which is right at the end of a campaign, a check gets issued. This is more like as it builds up, it would be released based off how much sales you have in the store and whatever we set that target amount to be. So I'm sure that's a question you guys have that I want to make sure that you answer, or that I answered. But what else is on your mind that we might be able to answer for you guys? Not many questions.
And then anything, also, we also offer vouchers to the store. So if you guys are, if you hire a new coach, or if you give like an athlete of the week type of gift, you guys can buy vouchers, $50, $25 voucher, whichever, to give to your coaches to purchase their new polo, or the athlete of the week to get whatever gift they want to get for themselves. So there is that option as well. What I also want to offer you guys is a $50 voucher for any of you guys who want to try it out to start. So if any of you guys want to reach out to me, I will give you a $50 voucher. Your stores are already built out, so me and you can work together to get the logo that you guys want to do, or the particular items that you want on your store. Get your store built out. I'll give you $50 to try it out and get yourself a jacket or a polo, and see how the experience goes.
That's awesome. That's great. All right. Well, I don't think there's any other questions. I don't see any hand raises. Anything else to share, Matthew? Or you?
No, I mean, you guys all know how team stores work, or where, it's your fundamentally a team store, but we just like to do things a little bit better, get things a little bit quicker to you guys, and a little more user face for you guys to have more control on what you're putting out there for your athletes.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much again for joining this, and for everyone, your time. We appreciate it, and I'll send this recording out so everyone has it, and we'll answer any questions you have. If you didn't get a chance to ask them today, just feel free to send myself or Matthew, he was on this email as well, this chain. So reach out to any of us and we'll get your questions answered. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day.
Thanks, guys.